Hello, everybody. Laura back again. And this is a pop-up live, Monday pop-up live. And because I canceled last night and I had a good reason. Um, and I can't tell you here, but I had a good reason. And let's see. Okay, so I'm going to work on my blanket today. Oh, yes. Somebody recommended that I do because I've been interrupted on a Sunday Live 2 weeks ago, last week, whatever, I don't remember. Hello. So I created a sign: "Do not disturb, filming in progress," done in big black letters. Not much of a space in between those two, but that's all right. And then it's got little purple things on the edge. They were originally blue. I'm like, no, purple. They have to be purple. So I got that done. So it's not on the door today because I wanted to show you. So uh, hopefully I won't have any interruptions since I'm, you know. Anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to come on and I wanted to say hi. And I'm going to just sit here and crochet on my blanket because I want to get my blanket done so I can put it on my bed. Uh, so yes, I was having a fun evening and decided that it needs to be blue. No, it needs to be purple. um, uh, Having a fun evening, so I decided to let the evening continue, and that is why I canceled the live. So that is that, and that is why I'm here now. And I'm caught. My yarn is wrapped around my legs. No, yes, my leg. It's wrapped around my leg. No wonder. I'm like, why do I feel trapped? That was why. Okay, now it's hanging loose the way it's supposed to. Okay. I was hoping that you'd be able to read it, Sue, because I have a friend in the building who's uh, only can read, can only see around the outside. The peripheral is all she's got left. So I was playing hooky, yep, and I'm fired. I know. So I'm here. I'm okay for those of you who were worried about me. And absolutely, that's right. And yeah, I'm warm, although I'm only, my heat's out again. The building heat is out again. I don't know if it is on all floors, but it is on the third floor. So I've just got this little box that's, hi! I didn't say hi to Sue, but hi, Sue. Hi, Lynette. Thanks for being here, ladies. So I got this little space heater, and I'm trying to warm up my apartment. It's still 67 in here. It was 66 earlier, so I'm getting somewhere. I had to turn on the oven to do my chickpeas. So I popped the door open just a little bit so that some of the heat's going to come out into the apartment. And then when I'm ready to do the chickpeas, I'll shut the oven so that the warmth stays inside the oven to do the job. So I'm here. I'm safe. I'm warm, mostly. Um, Not here. It's still freezing. Oh, it's cold outside. It is very cold outside. And I was having a fun evening and decided not to cut the evening short. So that is why the live was canceled. Uh, but I'm here now. I have time today to do this. What the heck is stuck to my crochet hook? I don't know, but it was kind of black and yucky looking. And uh, I've got baking to do, well, roasting my chickpeas. So I have them for the week because I don't like to do it all the time. I don't like to cook every day. So if I can save myself time, then I will uh, do it ahead of time so that I have what I need to get through the week. Time without cooking. Um, I love cooking, but I don't like to clean up afterwards. I don't like to clean up afterwards either. I don't know too many people who do like to clean up afterwards, but at least I don't have a sticky date mess in my kitchen this time. And I mean date as in the fruit date. I don't have a sticky date mess in my kitchen because the dates are used for the apple pie crust, and that's dates and mulberry. And then it's also used for the syrup that goes around the uncooked apples. Yum, yum. I stood at my stove and cooked in the chilly morning this morning. Yeah, I'll bet you did. Oh, I still have regular things to do. Like I used my blender this morning, so I've got to clean my blender before I can clean anything else. But right now the chickpeas are in a towel drying. Yeah, yeah, sure, the fruit dates. Oh, Lynette. I have enough dates that I can make another um, no bake apple pie. At this point, I'm not in the mood to cook that again. I made one in November, one in December. I'll probably make the next one. Well, considering how late it is in the month, it'll probably be February before I get to the next one. Watch your fingers this time. Yes, I have pictures on my phone of my hands in my metal gloves, the gloves with the metal woven through the to keep my fingers from getting hurt. And I had pictures of my hands are in the gloves. See, I wore the gloves this time. So that's one of the things I make sure I do is I put the gloves on, then I do the apple, then I take a picture so that I wore my gloves while I did the apples. So because if I get to the part where I'm trying to take a picture and look down and I don't have gloves on my hands, then I've got a problem because I probably cut myself by then. No, no, we are not cutting any more fingertips off. Nope, 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 nope. Been there, done that, not doing it again. So, oh, my ball of yarn is rolling around on the floor, picking up more hair. And sometimes it's Laura hair rather than cat hair. Those long, oh yeah, I got my hair up. Forgot. I was gonna say those long, where's the ponytail? Those long Laura hairs. Anyway, lesson learned then. Yes, exactly. Exactly. I don't plan to forget that lesson anytime soon. So I didn't watch the inauguration. I tell you, I, well, no, not going into that here. What can I say? Okay, let's untangle this so that it doesn't fall on the floor again. Get you out of there. There we go. All right. Actually, what I need to do with you never watch it. I wonder why. What I need to do with the mandolin is I need to do some potatoes, make potato chips. But I don't have a brown paper bag to put them in so they stay dry. Because as soon as I put them in a glass container or a plastic bag, they start to absorb the moisture again. You never miss it. No. Ah, sorry. My brain moved on to something else. And I'm just crocheting. To each their own. I just accept whomever is the president. Yeah, I know you do. I mean, I sort of do too, but I'm just, yeah, I don't like politics. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about, I just don't. I do my duty. I vote. And if my vote isn't the winning vote, then so be it. That's just the way it is. Though I have definitely found, yeah, no other choice. Exactly. Um, I don't even know what I was going to say just now. Anyhow, yeah. Okay, moving on to a different topic. I can't vote it. I know you can't. I know you can't. I just want to get this blanket done. All the way done. I want to be able to put it on my bed. Excuse me. There's got to be a rule that says that Alabama shouldn't get below freezing. Well, when things don't run the way they should be running or used to be running, nature will take it upon itself to adjust. And honestly, I'm not sure I like the way nature's adjusting. These oh my gosh, warm days in the almost in the 50s in January, and then boom, we're down below zero or close to zero, I should say. Well, definitely under 32 degrees. I mean, when we first moved here, it was, I mean, we would get wind chills of minus 75, and we would get down there and we had snow and blowing snow, and you have no choice but to accept that too. I know it. I know it. Okay, scientist, scientist. So I know what's going on. I totally understand and believe in what's going on scientifically. That doesn't mean I have to like it. That doesn't mean I can't say, hey, we are doing things wrong. We are reaping the consequences of our actions with the environmental impact. And are we going to let it keep going to the point where there's no life? I mean, that life can't be lived on the planet, or only in very only in certain parts of the planet can life carry on, but the rest of the planet, you know, then it takes how many thousands of years for the China and India are the biggest global warming culprits. Well, yeah, now, but who was before? You know, I don't even want to get into all that. But my point here is that if we keep going the way we're going as a planet, and it's everybody's issue, it's everybody's issue. We can help them lower their global warming issues. But do we want to? You know, we should because it's everybody's planet. We all live here. It gets into so many. Yeah, England was a major contributor. Yep. Where is Nikola Tesla? Tesla. Yep, exactly. When you need him, exactly. But like was about to say, it gets into, politics. It gets into uh, the consequences. It gets into not being very neighborly with other cultures on our planet. It's setting up other cultures to be the biggest global warming culprit, while we try to take down our 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 net footprint in the global warming crisis. Common sense, yeah, but it comes down to politics. It comes down to treating other cultures with kindness instead of instead of putting them down. Stripping the land isn't helping. That's true. There's plenty of that going on too. And the fracking, I don't even want to get into that. Uh, it's 2025, folks, and we haven't woke up yet. And we're denying what's happening. Scientists. I went to college for 4 years, got a degree in biology with a minor in chemistry. Scientist says she can see what's going on. We're losing all the planet's resources. Yes, yes. And I haven't, I've used my degree every day since I got it. I never used it to earn money, however. And I can see what's going on. I can tell that winters have changed. I can tell that spring comes too early or is wetter than it has been in years. I can tell, living in the central United States, that there are problems with drought during the summer and too much water in the spring and not enough snow in the winter and warm winters on top of it, which is not helping. All of these things I can see, and I'm not a practicing paid for meteorologist, but I can tell. How can I tell but nobody else can? It's not just because I have a degree in biology with a minor in chemistry. It's not just because I'm educated. Now, mind you, I don't write this kind of weather kind of stuff down in my journal so I can tell you exactly which year we had minus 75 wind chill factors, bright sunny day, and you didn't dare go outside with any skin showing. And I know that's how it is in the middle of America. I know how much snow we used to get in my hometown when I was growing up, my home state when I was growing up. I have watched some of the fires in California information. My sister, who lives in Tasmania, sees the early onset of seasons down there. Yes, the early onset, and yet, uh, it's changing. It's not the way it used to be. Fall is still too warm. The leaves still change about the right time, but fall is still too warm in the fall. And then we don't have as many colors of the leaves, because it's like it hits and they all start to die. So it's yellow and brown, and that's pretty much it. There's no pretty reds, there's no pretty oranges. It's like it's too warm, boom, it's too cold. So there's no slow. And California was stupid and planted all those eucalyptus trees that explode when they're on fire. Yeah. Yes, we've talked about that one. But that's what I was getting at about California fires. There were times, I guess, when the firemen would hook up and there was no water pressure, so they couldn't get any water through the fire hydrants. And I've known, because I listen, I watch. I may not watch the news every night, but I get little snippets of it here and there on the things that I'm interested in. I decided to go watch an hour video on the California fires so that I would get caught up. And then I've watched a couple little ones since then. But I know that California has to be, it's a desert. Most of California is desert, not all of it, okay? And I'm talking about the coast. Northern coast is cooler, so it has more humidity, but the southern coast is basically desert. You got the mountains, and then you got the desert, and then you got the beach and the ocean. So if they're having problems getting enough water to put out the fires, maybe we should look back at how much water is in their reservoirs. Because I know that was a big thing like 5 years ago, how all the California reservoirs were going down. You know what? The drought hasn't gotten any better in 5 years. The drought has gotten worse. If we're not getting enough snowpack in the middle of the United States, in the breadbasket, and they're not getting enough snowpack in the mountains, particularly the Southern Rockies, if they're not getting enough snow, have the snowpack to be able to have the water, because some of the California water is diverted from Colorado's water supply, Colorado's rivers. Some of that water gets diverted out to California, so they have more water in their reservoirs, so they can get through the winter, through the summer and the fall, and maybe even the winter, depending on, but things are changing. I remember 4 seasons. Now there's practically no spring and fall. Exactly my point. Because our winters are so warm that our springs are wet, rainy, cold, not freezing cold, but colder than normal. But the plants still figure out how to grow because there's all that water, all that rain. But we haven't had any snowpack. We have almost no snow left on the ground. It's the end of January. We've had 5 snowstorms, not counting the days where it's just little lazy snowflakes, and there's so few of them falling that there's no way there's going to be anything more than a minor dusting. But they did blast 4 dams in California too. See, that's part of it too, isn't it? I mean, how can I see it and so many other people can't? The scientists, for the most part, that are saying we're having global warming issues are not wrong. They're not wrong. I can see it. Lynette can see it. Sue can see it. And she doesn't even belong to this country. No offense there, Sue. And I don't think you'll take it that way. She can see it. It's not her home country, and she can see it. Okay, I probably said too much. I won't continue on that. I wouldn't call the 3 inches I got last week a dusting. See, but you got the snow, not out here. It's harder for the plants to grow in the middle of the United States because there's not enough snowpack during the winter to build up the water in the ground, right? In the ground aquifers and whatnot. I can't remember all the right words at the moment. Uh, it's just not there. The plants are having to dig their roots down even deeper, which causes them to grow slower, which causes them to not get as tall as they used to. It's too dry. There's not enough water. There's not enough snow, or the snow is in the wrong place. Like Sue. I'm sorry, that's Sue. I wouldn't call the 3 inches I got last week a dusty, right? Because it's not. But Alabama's not supposed to have 3 inches of snow in one shot either, is it? Just saying. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get up on my soapbox. But how can I see it with my degree in biology? Biology, not not I can't think of the right word. Meteorology, not weather, but I can see it. I think that too many people listen to those outside voices that say, "Oh no, it couldn't possibly. That's not what's going on." Instead of their still small inner voice inside them that's telling them this isn't right. But they hear everything else that's out, and they hear that, and they're like, "Oh no, that they're right. It's not what I was thinking it is." I'm sorry, Sue. When I read that, I thought it was Lynette that said that, but it's Lynette that got the snow uh, this week, this weekend, this cold snap. Ha ha, cold snap. I remember it colder than this. I remember, I remember having to make sure that I had no skin uncovered when I went outside. I remember it was so cold, my car wouldn't start. Oh, did I roll up on the blanket again? Yes, I did. I do that from time to time. Thank you, dear. Um, just it boggles my mind. But it's listening to the external voices, uh, which is one of the reasons why I stopped watching the news because I would get so stuck. I got so stuck on watching the news with Columbine that I said I wasn't going to do it again. Well, then 911 happened. I couldn't stop watching it. I had the news on all day long. And after that, I said, I can't do this anymore. I can't watch these things and go on trying to be happy, trying to accomplish what I need to accomplish, trying to, be myself and take care of my family. But I spent so much time watching stuff when Columbine happened. I was living in Colorado at the time, not down by Columbine school, but still, I had lived down by the Columbine school before it all happened. Thank God we've gotten out of that area. And then, I mean, 911, that affected the entire country. That even affected other countries, you know? How long was it before we had the ability to fly in a plane again? I remember being so cold for so long that I had to put Vaseline on my car doors because they would freeze shut. Yeah. And now we've got warm temperatures, low temperatures, warm temperatures, low temperatures. Does anybody see this pattern as wrong? How can that be? Don't get me wrong. December is supposed to have up and downs, up and downs. I was living on a military base when 911 happened. See, you know what I'm talking about there. That affected the whole country. That affected other countries. That affected military all over the world. And I mean mostly our people in that regards, but um, Americans, don't get me wrong. I believe that we need to be living as a world. I'm not saying one world government. I'm not saying that at all. But we need to remember that those people over there are human beings too. They need to remember that those people over there are human beings too. We need to remember that everybody on the planet has or should have specific rights as a human being. And I know in history, those have been taken away by many, many, many different cultures. We were put in immediate lockdown. Yep, exactly. But hate is something that we have to get past it. We have to get beyond that. And we have to get beyond that. It's not about having power. It's not about having all the money. It's not about using other human lives to make you at the top, whoever you happen to be, right? Country, dictator, president, reigning monarch. I mean, whatever. We have to get past the hate. We have to get past that. We have to remember that we are all human beings. And what one of us does to our world affects all of us. All of us. What are the rich and powerful going to do when they're the only ones left? No, I mean, it's a possibility, right? What are they going to do? Who's going to do the work for them? I just, sorry, I got on my soapbox today, everybody. At least it kept me from talking about things I'm not supposed to talk about on here. Ah, oops. And yeah, you have to be able to sit still and listen to that small, still voice inside of you. You have to connect to it. And that's hard to do when you've got the TV on the news channel 24/7, or it's on the news channel and then it's on a football game. Or don't get me wrong here, I do enjoy a little bit of sports from time to time, but all the time, the racism is terrible when we are, as I see it, we are a part of the human race. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I embrace everybody on my channel. I embrace whatever craft you do. I have my favorite, crochet and knitting and quilting and cross stitch and other embroidery projects that I have yet to finish. Um, I love yarn. I love its texture. I love its color. I love variegated yarn. We all belong to the same rat race. Exactly. Exactly. And I love projects. Um, always got more projects than I need going. There was a time when, and I still probably need to do this, when I would have to change textures because, like, I can't. Sorry, the yarn got away. I cannot work on uh, anything that's acrylic during the summer because I'm too damp. My skin is all just covered with moisture, and then the acrylics itches, and my fingers don't work for the yarn moving smoothly. I have to do cotton in the summer. I mean, there's other reasons, but yeah, that's the big one right there. And I love yarn, but from now on, actually, I can't say that right now because I had to say it a couple of years ago. COVID brought all of that negativity, and I won't hold it against you for crocheting. COVID did bring out a lot of that negativity and start the propaganda in some cases, the propaganda machines moving again. That they hurt us, we're going to hurt them nonsense. There are, and I hope nobody takes this wrong, there are many different cultures, there are many different religions. Personally, I think connecting to that small, still voice inside of me is far more important. Far more important. Like I said, don't anybody take that wrong, please. But yes, COVID definitely brought that stuff out. And I don't want to go, I don't, never mind. I've said enough. And I've been on for 49 minutes, which was more than I had planned. Thank you for listening to me on my soapbox. And scientist, it, it, it's It boggles my mind. You crocheters love to waste yarn. Yes, we do. We love to make knots, but then knitting makes knots too. So please don't hold my views against me. I accept everyone. And on my channel with my monthly makes, which I am going to go make that video. It's one of the plans for today. I am not going to quilt. Oh, quit. I'm not going to quit. Exactly. I read quilt, sorry. I accept everyone. We're all human beings. We're all in this together. And what one of us does to damage the environment hurts all of us. And we need to remember this, and we need to start changing. Don't quit on who you are. That's right. That's that too. That too. Don't quit on who you are. So again, thank you for listening to me on my soapbox today. I really can get going and just stay there, and I don't mean to. But it kept me from talking about things that I am not supposed to talk about anymore. And that's really hard to do with my filter, which is basically non-existent. I am an open book. I am transparent. I have a hard time keeping things to myself. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, I'm not going to go out and gossip about somebody. That's not me. What I do hear about, where did I hear about that video before? Yeah, I know. Okay, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here during the live. Thank you for watching after the live. I appreciate all of you who watched me, all of you, whether you comment or not. I appreciate you all. Don't forget the thumbs up, and have a great week. I will work better to try and keep my Sundays going. Yes, hugs, kisses, be safe, have a good week. I love you all. Bye-bye.